Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to Tuesday. September's winding down. We do have a few earnings coming out today and tomorrow. Things like Nike coming out after the market closes today. So we still got a few things out there coming through as we get ready to get started with Dave today. But I did want to remind you again about our free report on retirement strategies, folks. If you're 10 years out from retirement, it's vitally important that you have a strategy set up for your retirement. It's easy for you to get it. All you need to do is go to statlerfinancial.net slash LM-3. Right there, you can get your free report. Do it right now before you forget. Hey, Dave will be with us in just a moment. I'm looking forward to our discussion for today.
Is there. Morning Dave is here. It's 8:38, 22 here before 9. Let's check in on your money and find out how Wall Street's handling your IRA and your 401k this morning. And last day, it's been kind of kid gloves, and that's kind of a nice change. Downtown Sebring we go to the offices of Statler Financial Services. Phillip Statler standing by. Morning, Phillip. How are you?
Good morning, Dave. Hey, I'm doing great today. Glad to be downtown. Bright, sunny day. Beautiful morning this morning as I got out and walked Charlie today. So it's a great day. The markets, though, they're just kind of lackluster, to be honest with you. Yesterday was just kind of a nonchalant day at the end of the day.
It's one of those times in which, we kind of take the role of kind of the TV reporters. We need some excitement because there got to be something to move things around. And yesterday was one of those days with an understatement behind it. Dow was up by 15 points. That's, let me see here, 0.06%. NASDAQ was down by 0.06%. And the Standard & Poor's, what a move. It was down 29 cents for the day. You can't get much closer to dead even flat, can you?
No, you really can't, Dave. It's just wasn't much movement yesterday at all. And
I was going to say, you brought up something, one of your analysts was saying something that really these even times ain't bad, because if we can just hold steady through all these pitfalls coming up, the trade war, the Brexit arguments over in Great Britain, if we can stay flat for a little while, that's a good thing, because we're just a matter of inches away from those record highs, and really a holding pattern ain't bad at these levels, is it?
Well, that's right, and that's just it. And it's an if, right? If we can kind of stay where we are, and then the trade thing gets put together, then we can see a pretty big boom coming forward once that trade thing's resolved.
Yeah, right now I'm not really too excited when I see the big moves upward, because it's mostly buying on the rumor. And boy, oh boy, do they sell on the fact when stuff like that happens. Without concrete positive moves, I'm just as happy with boring days on Wall Street, aren't you?
Well, for right now, yes, definitely. You just like to actually just kind of hold your own right now would be a good thing.
Absolutely. There are a couple of things that are going on, and I mentioned them off the top. Obviously, the Chinese thing going on. We had our reaction to their canceled trip out to agriculture country, and now we're just waiting to see what happens when we start negotiating. Interesting developments with our other major trading partner over in the European Union. Boris Johnson over in Great Britain lost a big one in court. The court said that he did not have a valid reason to disband Parliament, and all those cat calls could come back with a vengeance, because the members of Parliament are coming back and they're going to start throwing roadblocks up to his plan to just leave Brexit in a huff. And all of a sudden, England is looking kind of an interesting place to watch, isn't it?
Well, it is. We've been talking about that deadline for Brexit and when it's going to hop up here, and it's getting closer and closer. So, I think this may be a kind of a setback for Boris over there in the UK. We'll have to see how he deals with that and how they progress.
And the thing is, the way they run their legislative division over in Great Britain, the opposite side party is capable of, this would be the equivalent of dumping President Trump in the middle of the House of Representatives and let them all throw raw, rotten vegetables at him. That's kind of the behavior of Parliament. not exactly the kind of setting that enhances the credibility of a leader who's going through a controversial stretch. That's what happens now because Parliament comes back into session and Johnson moves one direction. His opposition party is going to be pushing bills to push in the other direction, and Brexit could get to be a real hairy mess by the time this thing is over.
Well, it's already a big hairy mess, Dave, to be honest with you, because
Well,
nobody knows what the heck's going to happen. So it just adds more salt to the wounds of how they're going to resolve it.
that's true. At the very least, but without Parliament in session, at the very least, there'd be one route being taken, and the chips would fall where they may. Now we don't even know what the heck route is going to end up being taken, and that obviously upsets things. The British markets are down by about 1/3% this morning, and I'm surprised it's that little.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I would think that this would have been a pretty big setback, but we'll just have to wait and see what they do because I mean, I think I assume that there's a deadline that they're going to make this happen one way or another, and so it's going to be interesting to see how they progress.
Absolutely. Got a couple of reports from companies that we trade stocks in out this morning. Do we have any indications there?
We do. We got a couple late bloomers, I guess you'd say. So we got AutoZone, the auto parts retailer came out. They had a pretty good quarter. They beat by not quite $1 a share. Revenue beat forecast. Their same store sales, which is one of those big things that they look at, beat also. They came in at 3% sales growth. They're only expected 2.6%. So AutoZone's really had a pretty good quarter. Not getting a lot of help on the stock front though. Up 31 cents on a $1,147 stock. So not much move there.
That's the peril to letting your stock price go up too much. A big win doesn't necessarily change the percentages that much.
Yeah, and then we have an old dinosaur, BlackBerry. BlackBerry came out and they actually broke even for the quarter, which you think, well, that doesn't sound good. Well, they were expected to lose a penny a share, so that was pretty good. Revenue was below forecast though, and they don't trade on our stock exchange. They're on the Toronto Stock Exchange, so there's no futures on it right now. It closed on yesterday at $9.93 a share. We'll have to see how it opens up later today.
BlackBerry's one of those reinvention projects going on. They've pretty well thrown in the towel as far as making hardware, and now they're simply trying to sell their software as being an operating system that the business people want because of its security. Going to be interesting to see if they can survive it all, and I've been saying that now for what feels like forever. Is BlackBerry going to be here next year at this time?
And it seems to manage to keep itself going, which,
Yeah.
I guess for the folks at BlackBerry is a good thing. Hey, the last one I have today is CarMax, the big multi-dealership auto retailer. They beat by 7 cents a share. Revenue was also ahead of forecast. And then comparable same-store sales were a little shy of what was expected. They expected 3.2% increase in sales per store, and it was only 3.6% when it came. I'm sorry, they were expecting 3.6. It only came in at 3.2. I'll get that right in a second here. And so, but they're still up. They're up almost 4% this morning.
Not a bad place to be after a slight miss, isn't it?
No, it's not at all. And today, after the market closes, we have a big one coming out. Nike. Nike comes out after the market today. So
the public relations machine.
Yeah, that's for sure. They know how to do it. They can spin it.
Yeah, that they absolutely do. So we ended up with a flat day yesterday, 45 minutes before we open up this morning. Phillip, what's going on with our money this morning?
So right now, Dave, we got some green ink. It's not huge amounts of green ink, but still green ink, about 1/4% pretty much across the board. The Dow's up $65. S&P 500 up 8.4. The Nasdaq's up 25.5 this morning. We got gold and silver both heading down. Silver retreating quite a bit after that big day yesterday, down a little over 0.5% to $18.59 an ounce. And then we got crude oil down 1% this morning to $58.02 a barrel.
Looks like we're kind of drifting back down into that trading range we were talking about for a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And then we've got the interest rates are also heading down a little bit. The 10-year Treasury is down below 1.7 at 1.69%. So that yield continues to fall just a little bit.
Understood. Looking across the pond, we got generally a positive but relatively quiet day when they closed in the Asian markets early this morning. Europe is, as we mentioned earlier, the British market is on its way down, now well, almost approaching 0.5% down. Germany generally trading up this morning by just a little bit. Phillip, somebody want to turn this volatility and uncertainty into a stable retirement and help your retirement nest egg grow instead of go nowhere. How do I get a hold of you on the phone for some advice?
You know, Dave, for folks out there that don't know how much they're paying within their portfolio, it's a great opportunity to sit down with us to get their x-ray report, because that everything they're paying in fees is getting taken away from their earnings potential. So give us a call at 382-0037 to schedule that free, no obligation x-ray review of your current portfolio. Hey, we have a new report we're offering out right now. All you have to do is text the word security. It's all about Social Security and the choices you can make. Text the word security to 863-285-3815 for that free report. And then, Dave, join us every weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. for you early risers and noon on Saturday, and then 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings on News Talk 730 a.m.
And back here tomorrow when the news will be more exciting, almost guaranteed, right?
Well, yeah, at least I hope so. At least we'll have Nike to talk about tomorrow.
Can't get much quieter than it is this morning, but I'm glad we got green ink 45 minutes early. See you tomorrow, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Take care. It's 105.7.
Hey, folks, don't forget, we got that free report on retirement strategies. All you have to do is go to statlerfinancial.net/LM-3 to get your free report. Do it right now while you're thinking about it. It's very important, very informative for your retirement future. Hey, I want to thank you again for joining us today, and I hope you have a great day. I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Thanks.